Want to talk a couple things in today's video. Specifically, there are some unreleased PlayStation 4 games that are already being discounted on Amazon. This has been a regular trend pretty recently. I want to go over some of those titles that are a little bit cheaper. Resident Evil 3 is one of them, and I know a lot of you guys are very much looking forward to that in April. You can get it $10 off, and that's the case for some of the other heavy hitters coming later this year, and it begs the question, why are games still priced at $60? But I guess that $60 price point is something that you really can't alter overnight. I really don't know what the process would be, but nonetheless, Amazon is selling games cheaper, so we'll go over that. And also want to highlight Below coming to the PlayStation 4 this spring alongside the Explore mode update. So that's very exciting. Below was first launched for Xbox One and PC all the way back in December of 2018, but it's finally making the transition to PS4. We'll talk that later on. But okay, so Amazon is selling a couple games for less than $60, and most notably, Resident Evil 3 is down to $49.94, and I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to that. I want to talk a little bit about Resident Evil 3, but also I do want to note that there are some other titles on sale, and they have been on sale. Cyberpunk 2077, $49.94 for that as well. And then Marvel's Avengers is also down to $49.94, so those games actually both got delayed pretty recently, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, all of these games that are pre-orderable right now are available for $49.94, which begs the question, why are games being released at $60? Now, it should be noted that if you order through Amazon, I believe how it works is if you put in a pre-order, you will get the cheapest price if the price alters, so don't worry if you ever pre-order anything on Amazon. They don't even charge you right away. They charge you, I believe, when the game ships, and the price that you ultimately end up paying will be the price that it is ever available for after your pre-order, and the cheapest available price, if you guys understand. So let's say you order The Last of Us Part 2 right now on Amazon, which is priced at $59.99, and prior to the release of the game, they alter the price and it's also available for $49.94, then you'll end up paying $49.94 even if the price goes back up to $59.99 after it's listed for $49.94. I do believe that's how it works. Do not quote me on that. Look into it yourself as well, but I'm 99% sure that's how it works. However, these games are already available for $49.94, so if you put your pre-order in now, obviously you'll get it for $49.94. Resident Evil 3 is one of those games that I just believe showed up as a cheaper game. I do believe it was listed at $59.99, and it's pretty exciting. I'm very excited for Resident Evil 3. I did not think we were going to get a Resident Evil game for a little bit, given that RE2 came out just back in 2019, early 2019, so what, 15 months, 16 months later, we're getting Resident Evil 3. Yes, I'm sure it was in the works for quite a while, and I'm sure it's using the same engine as Resident Evil 2, so it's not like they had to put a lot of resources behind this one. Maybe it was easier to get out of the gate. Whatever the case may be, more consistent Resident Evil is something that I'm going to be very, very happy about. It was a franchise that was on the rocks for a little bit. I mean, Resident Evil 6 wasn't the best game in the world then. We had a long wait between RE6 and RE7. I know we got some Resident Evil titles in between, whether it be Revelations, Revelations 2, titles like that, but RE7 was fantastic. RE2 remake was awesome, and now the Resident Evil 3 remake, if it's as good as the Resident Evil 2 remake, and then you assess the quality of Resident Evil 3 from back in the day on the PlayStation 1, if they could just uplift that to Resident Evil 2 quality, it's gonna be an awesome release, and there's a reason why so many people are excited for it. And kudos to Capcom. They are doing gamers really well, because we knew that Resident Evil Resistance was in the works. We thought that was gonna be a separate game, but they decided, hey, we're doing Resident Evil 3. They could have easily sold it as a standalone game, because look at how many people bought Resident Evil 2. This is the same thing. They're remaking Resident Evil 3. People would have been happy to spend $59.99 on it, and then you could turn around and then sell Resident Evil Resistance for, like, say, $19.99, or release it as a budget title, make additional revenue. But they decided to entice more people to buy Resident Evil 3. Let's throw on Resident Evil Resistance along with it, and that's great because this is a game that's an online experience. That means it's gonna have a lot more longevity, because ultimately you're promoting Resident Evil 3 on the basis of Resident Evil frickin' 3. Resident Evil Resistance is something that's kind of a side project, but a lot more people are gonna be willing to try it out, and that means that the community is gonna be a lot more long-lasting. I think Capcom did a great job with that decision, just because when I heard about Resident Evil Resistance, I was like, man, I don't know how this game is going to turn out. I don't know if the community is going to be there. And yes, it's a 1v4 online multiplayer game, so it's not like you need tons of people and you're probably best off playing it with a group of friends. But the fact that they are going this route, I think that's going to do Resident Evil Resistance a lot of good, and maybe they can turn that ultimately into its own entity. But for now, I think this is a great starting point, and obviously the majority of people are buying Resident Evil 3 for Resident Evil 3, and that's going to be phenomenal, but throwing in a multiplayer extension to it as well, I think people are going to be very, very happy about that, and I think that could be the type of project that just ends up surprising people. I mean, that's what Capcom has done over the last few years, just surprise after surprise in terms of how good their games have been. Their games have been phenomenal, and they've just done a really good job in becoming one of the premier publishers in all of gaming, so kudos to them, and they deserve a lot of credit. I know I'm getting on a tangent about Resident Evil 3. It's available for $49.94 right now on Amazon, so I would highly recommend you to check that out. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to talk a little bit about Below. It's coming to PlayStation 4 this spring alongside the Explore mode update, a new mode geared for players who value discovery over difficulty. Below, which first launched on Xbox One and PC in December 2018, is coming to PlayStation 4 this spring. Developer Capybara Games have announced the PS4 version will launch alongside a new mode called Explore, which will be available on all platforms. It features the following changes to the Below core rule set. You've got reduced survival mechanics, no hunger or thirst, you've got traps, damage, and death, no instant kills, plus all damage depletes players health slowly through bleeding, giving players a chance to recover, and you have a permanent bonfire checkpoints. Checkpoints can always be returned to after death, allowing players to continue progressing deeper into the world. The game's original survive mode will remain in its pure untouched form, so if you do want to play that version of the game, you absolutely can, but they're adding this extension for those of you that do want a little bit more of a lax game type. Now, if you don't know what Below is, the Steam page has a pretty good overview of it. Test your adventurer metal against the Isle's procedural subterranean labyrinths, explore a large interconnected underworld crawling with cunning wildlife, deadly traps, and stalked by a shadowy presence, survive the perils of the depths, and unearth what lies below or die trying. Below is a procedural title filled with life, mystery, and death. You're gonna explore the vast subterranean world of the Isle, a dangerous, unfathomable deep. Choose your path through the randomly generated labyrinth, crawling with deadly monstrosities, traps, and hazardous environments. Permadeath awaits at every false step, and there are no hints to guide you through the game. Survive spelunking through the depths of Below is a treacherous endeavor with death around every corner. The world is alive with flora and fauna, and there are many ways to scavenge materials and harvest ingredients to create life-saving remedies or useful survival tools. And discovery is going to be a big part of the game. What lies below? Only the bravest wanderers will find out. The depths are filled with secrets and danger. Below embraces the idea that players enjoy discovering secret areas, finding hidden passageways, and unraveling the deepest mysteries hidden in the darkness. They did also upload a Below PlayStation 4 announcement trailer, also highlighting the Explore mode, and as far as the Steam reception, it was received okay. 636 user reviews, 73% positive, so that is relatively good. It got a 67 on Metacritic, a pretty interesting game in terms of presentation. So $24.99 for the game, that is the launch price. I don't know how many people are gonna be, willing to spend that. However, I think down the line on a sale, Below could do rather well, and then as a PlayStation Plus game, I think it could do pretty well on that end as well, and I definitely like the art style of the game. It's a very atmospheric game, as noted, so that could be pretty good, and it is looking to come to PS4 this spring, and we'll see how it turns out with the Explore mode being added as well. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, Resident Evil 3, $49.94 for that game over on Amazon right now. Would highly recommend you to check that out, especially if you're going to end up buying the game anyway. Why not get it a little bit cheaper? I know a lot of you guys do prefer to go the digital route. However, for those of you that still like to get your games physically, $49.94 for that is pretty good. A lot of you guys have Prime, you'll get free shipping, you'll get launch day delivery, so that is really great with Amazon Prime. Cyberpunk 2077 and Marvel's Avengers are also available at $49.94, so you can check those out. They are coming a little bit later. Both of those are releasing in September. But again, if you do pre-order, you're not going to get charged for it right away. And Below will be coming to the PlayStation 4 this spring, so that's going to be another title to check out. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.